Alright, so we're in my computer. Now, first off, I just want to make sure you guys know that this isn't a video to be selling you a dream. Selling online takes a lot of hard work, a lot of, there's a lot of failures that go into it. If, you don't know what you're doing, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to lose money, unless you're very knowledgeable about what you're doing before you go into it. But if you're completely inexperienced and never sold anything online, then you're definitely going to make mistakes. You're going to fail, and failing is honestly growing. I don't even consider failing. It shouldn't even be called failing because when you're failing, you're learning. So this is a completely straightforward video. And if you guys want more videos like this, then I will continue to make them. So right here we have our sales for um, 2021, and we've done around 231,000. Now, don't be fooled by that number because that is just a sales number. A sales number is not your profit. That is not your take home. When you see these gurus that they show screenshots doing $1 million, they might have spent $1 million on ads. Um, Therefore, they're not making anything. You can do $1 million pretty, fairly easily. Um, but if you're spending $1 million on ads, you're not making money. Um, so like that there you have to have strategies to the madness, if that makes sense. But so I would say we've netted around 9 or 10%, and net is after everything, shipping labels and all that stuff. All that stuff that goes into getting a product to a customer. So if we do math on that. This is with 1,900 units sold, almost 2,000, very close. So 231,000 times 0.09 after everything. It's around 20,000. Now that you have to be aware that that does not include taxes. When you're self-employed, when you have a business, you know, depending on how it's structured, you either pay taxes quarterly. I pay taxes yearly, but it all depends on the business. You cannot take that number and be like, oh, you're gonna make that amount. You're not gonna make that amount. You're gonna keep around 80% of it, depending on how much you're making. But taxes are very important, and a lot of people don't factor them in, and they'll go spend the money because they're paying for things with money it's technically not theirs. It's the government's money. So around 20,000. That's gross. So that's take home after everything. And again, this is just a rough, estimate. And realistically, anyone can hit that number doing 200,000. And you could definitely get a higher profit margin as well. 231,000 in sales is a lot. It's a decent amount. Obviously it's not a million, it's not 2 million, but it's still a lot. And you can make a very decent amount of money. And this isn't just for eBay. This goes for just selling online, whether you're doing Shopify, whether you have your own website, whether you're doing Amazon. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can this type of number is attainable. So I just want to make sure you guys know that. And it requires a decent amount of work unless it's completely automated, which you can do. There's ways to do it. Once you get to a certain point, you can hire people, but it's never fully automated. When you're a business owner, 24 hours a day, something can come up. Especially when you're selling online, there's so many things that can go wrong. Customers, angry customers, if you're dealing with a platform, you're get complaints from other companies, people that maybe you infringe a trademark. There's so many things that can go wrong. All right, so now we are on to Amazon. Amazon is a little bit different, especially when you have inventory. When you have inventory, things can get tricky because now all of a sudden you're not seeing profit technically until you reach the point where you've sold the inventory. Now the rest is profit. unless you are selling a very, a lot of volume, then all of a sudden the inventory you're sitting on, the cash flow you're getting from the products that you're selling, if you're making enough money, let's say you have $2,000 in inventory, um, 2 to 5,000, let's just say, but you're making 3,000 in profits, 2,000 in profits. That 2,000 in profits is cash flow that you're going to see. So you will see the profit, but you're not technically, if you really put it into perspective, you're not technically making money until you've sold all of the inventory back that you paid for, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit different holding inventory. I don't recommend starting that business model unless you have $3,000 to $5,000. Anyone can do it, but I just want to make this clear. You do need money to make money. When you have inventory, you need money to make money. You can definitely turn $1,000 into 2,000, 2,000 into 4,000, and so on. But you do need some money. You can't go in and expect to only spend $100 and make 100,000, like some gurus say, or whatever the numbers they say. For this business model, it requires a lot of work, a lot of investment. There's could be a lot more failures when you're investing your own money, because now when you lose money, that's less money you can invest. It also, when you lose money, you don't want to put more money into your business, which is actually what happened to me. We lost money in the beginning, and I didn't really want to put money back into the business, but then now it's a big mistake. You want to reinvest all the money back into your company, whatever it is you're doing. You always want to reinvest, because at the end of the day, if you're in it for the long term and you don't want to go back to a job or whatever it is, whatever reason why you're starting the business, you want to be in it for the long term and have a stable source of income, even if it's $20,000 a year. If you're making $20,000 a year from your business, it's $20,000 extra that you are not making from a job. So in total, let's break down the numbers. So $108,000 in sales, I would say around for Amazon. Let's just use simple numbers. So we're gonna just do we'll just use 10%. So that's around $10,000. Again, that does not include taxes. So if we do, that number, and I think the other number was around, let's just say 20,000. Use another even number. So that's around 30,000 in gross profit. Now, gross, this is not what we're taking home. Yes, we will see this money in our bank account, but it's not going to be the money that you're taking home, which is very important. A lot of people don't realize that, and then they get killed on taxes because they spent it, as I mentioned earlier. And this is definitely a decent amount of money, like a lot of people make 30,000 a year, and you can make this amount. You can make a lot more than that as long as you put in the work. But I just wanted to make this video realistic. Obviously, you can do more. Obviously, you can do less. But if you put in, 6 months of work, you can easily hit the mark of making 30, 40,000 a year, which can change a lot of people's lives. It doesn't sound like a lot of money, but let's say you're working at a part-time job and you're making 20, 25,000. Now all of a sudden you're making a 30,000 extra, having a side income. That's almost 60,000 a year. That's a decent amount of money. And the thing about this is, doesn't matter how much you make, you can always scale it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found value out of it. And as always, enjoy your day. Thank you.